first to build it back in February. That's how long I have been keeping this secret from you guys, and yes, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster ride at this time. I really do. We are ditching Divine Love Bath Co. It is staying here in Colorado and living forever. You guys, I'm so happy at how ginormous this door is. I have always wanted like a big door on a home. Hello, Market family. I finally get to make this video after wanting to make this video for like 6 months now. You guys, I have so much to tell you. If you can see, I'm sitting in an almost empty house. I just have belongings behind me, spiders, that I need to pack in my car. So do you know what that means? This house finally sold. I am out of here. If you've been watching my videos all year, you know I've been talking about this house has been for sale. But I have much more to tell you than just the fact that I sold this house. Some of you may have been thinking, oh, well, she's just moving to another area in the town that she's in. She's just moving to another area in Colorado. We are moving states. I am changing the name of my business. Everything is about to change. And I am so flippin' excited. I think I should give you guys a bit of a background first on how I landed here and where I'm going. Let's start with the fact that about 2.5 years ago, I was a project manager living in Gilbert, Arizona, and some things happened in a healing experience with me, and it made me just want to change my life. It made me want to start my own business, quit the corporate world. It made me want to live somewhere other than Gilbert, Arizona. I sought out to go somewhere with better weather, and actually I had wanted all my life. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold, you guys, that I'm getting over. I think I got it about 4 days ago, so if I sound a little raspy, that's why. Anyways, my whole life I have wanted to live in a cabin in the woods. Originally, I was trying to see if I could get some land in northern Arizona. I must have looked for like a year in like the Prescott area, Payson area. There was nothing affordable at all. A lot of the land that maybe could have been affordable is like, oh, you have to drill your own well, you have to put in septic, and then you have to draw lines from like God knows where, like 200 feet away at $100 a foot to draw the line of power, whatever. It just became an absolute headache, so I quit searching in Arizona. I went on Zillow and I expanded the map to be able to look into Colorado as well. Now, when you expand the map that way, because Colorado is here, Arizona is here, you know, you've got those 4 corners of Utah, New Mexico. So the map, if you're going to spread it Arizona into Colorado, it's also going to spread into Utah and New Mexico. I did look at Colorado a little bit, even more expensive. This place called Angel Fire, New Mexico kept popping up. And at first I was like, I'm not moving to New Mexico. New Mexico wasn't on my list. I actually used to have a friend that wanted to move to New Mexico, and I was like, are you crazy? Like, I had what I think a lot of Americans have a thought about New Mexico, especially like the Albuquerque area, like high crime, nobody wants to live there, shortage of water, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, Angel Fire kept popping up. It was like the universe was trying to push me that way. And the land was affordable. And there was water already at the lots. The village of Angel Fire in their resort area, which it's a ski resort village, by the way, has already got electricity and water at all the lots. You just have to put in septic. Here's the thing. I had a home in Gilbert that was paid for. I'm like, let's go ahead and sell that. Let's buy something cheap, right? So that way I can start building the house in Angel Fire. And then at the end, I can just sell this, take the rest of the money and I won't have to live in an Airbnb for very long, and I could finish up the home. Maybe that was overly positive thinking or just a little bit naivety on my part, but when I went to talk to builders, a lot of them were like $500 a square foot. Now, you guys, this isn't to build anything incredibly fancy. They hadn't even looked at any plans that I had. Like, they were just $500 a square foot, like basic. I did find later a couple of builders who can pre-build. So it's not like a modular home. It's not like that, but they would like prefab like the log home walls and stuff. And they were quoting $350 a square foot. I still am going to have expenses like excavation for like retaining. It's gonna have to be built in such a way that's gonna have to make it, you know, structurally sound, I guess is all that I can say. And then I'm gonna have to draw, you know, lines into the property, and I only want like an 1,100 square foot home. And I guess those are more expensive per square foot than like your typical 2,000 square foot home. Cannot afford at this point to move to Angel Fire. After a lot of reflection, it actually seems, gosh, because this house is so empty, you guys, because there's not much in here, the echo to me is crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the video. When I did some reflection and I actually thought about it, because Angel Fire only has 1,200 residents. I wanted to see were there other markets I could attend, because Angel Fire has a summer market, June through September. I couldn't find any other markets besides one on Sunday in Santa Fe, which was also Angel Fire's market was Sunday. I couldn't find any other markets on like a Saturday or any other day of the week when I could be in a market to make money. Angel Fire to me seems like more of a retirement dream. Like, once I have the money to fully pay off a home up there, and I can maybe just do the Angel Fire markets or have enough online sales, you know, and maybe be collecting Social Security at that point. But it is not a place where I can grow my business at all. So it is absolutely for the best that none of that worked out. But here's the thing. This home was really just supposed to be temporary. I never even really liked this home, you guys, from the day that I moved in. I was just more determined to try to like it here so that I could, and I don't even like the town that I live in. I was just determined to try to like it here in order to be able to get my dreams fulfilled. I knew it was time to try to find an out to at least another home. And there are areas to the south of where I live that I like. So I did actually look at a home in Ouray, Colorado, but that wouldn't have been big enough. It would have been a 2-story, and somebody else ended up purchasing it before I could get my hands on the money that I needed that was locked away in a CD anyways. So there weren't really any other options. And so I went back to Zillow and I brought up New Mexico, because the thing is that if I can at least get closer to Angel Fire, because I have a membership there that I pay for every year, and they have all these events all year long that I can't even attend because I am 8 hours away with having to charge my car on the way. I'm like, if I can at least get closer to Angel Fire, I could at least go experience some things up there. I could go meet a surveyor to survey the land. If I wanted to talk to builders, at least we could go out and talk to the builders so that I can make more of a design for my home. Also, I have been holding on to my dad's ashes for 11 years now, and I would really like to be able to go up and plant a maple tree, because I'm originally Canadian, my dad is Canadian. I would like to be able to go up and plant a maple tree in that area. It'll probably be the only one in Angel Fire, but plant one up there and bury his ashes underneath it, so that I'm no longer holding on to them, and you know, I have him in a special place. And so I went on Zillow, I expanded the map again, I started looking. Like, Santa Fe was always just a little bit too expensive. If you guys know, if you've been looking for houses across the United States, there are only a few affordable areas left. I knew going in and looking at Santa Fe that it was probably not going to be affordable, but I was just going to look and give it another chance. So on Zillow, up pops an area between Albuquerque and Santa Fe that looks really nice and came up as quite affordable. So you guys, I bought a house and I built it, and I put in the orders to build it back in February. That's how long I have been keeping this secret from you guys and been wanting to talk about it on every video, and I couldn't. It was hard. It was really, really, really hard. I have some notes here that I wrote down because there's so much that I want to tell you guys, so let's get into all of it. First of all, I want to tell you guys that there was some crazy divine timing going on with this whole thing, because my house in New Mexico was set to close on August 29th. The builder knew I was having problems selling this home here, and they kept pushing back the date, and then they're like, the furthest we can go is August 29th. We really need to sell it. If I wasn't going to be able to buy it, they were basically going to take it from me, and they were going to put it on the market to sell to somebody else. I wasn't going to lose my $5,000 deposit, but they're like, you'd have to take that $5,000 and build a new house with it. Only thing is that they had already raised all of their prices, like maybe, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000. So I would have had to go from my house that's 1,500 square feet to now a smaller house at like 1,330 square feet that I need a huge soap studio room area to run my business in, and then also an office area. The home that I picked was perfect for that. I opted for a garage sink. I cannot wait to show you this home, you guys. I went down there last week to do the punch list that you do on a new home, where you walk the property and you point out things that are scuffed. Like I had a broken tile. They hadn't put it one of my outlets, my exterior outlets, in the right place. But like new home orientation, plus to check for anything that they hadn't quite done right that they need to fix before closing. You guys, the minute I drove into the neighborhood, I was just like blown away. It is an area where it's a very hilly. It's not going to come across in the footage that I show you on camera. I know that because I was looking at part of the neighborhood on Google and just everything looked flat to me. But you guys, I have a view of the Sandia Mountains from my porch in the backyard that I didn't know was going to happen. The neighbors behind me are, if my home is here, the neighbors behind me are down here. There's this huge lake. Hopefully they built it as a retaining wall. I have to ask about that. The other neighbors are like down here, so they don't block my view of the mountains. And then they were telling me when I was there that when the balloon fiesta goes off in October, I'm just gonna be able to see them perfectly from my backyard. You guys, I was not expecting any of that. But anyways, back to the date stuff. That home was set to close 8/29. I get an offer literally like five weeks ago on this house to close on 8/28. Can you freaking believe that? One day, this house has been for sale for 6 months. So like, that was divine timing. My friends, that was divine timing. I don't have to go stay in an Airbnb now. I got to finish up all the markets in Colorado that I wanted to. Minimal time away from my business, which is what I was kind of begging the universe to give me, and it delivered. There is one hiccup, and that is that I've already closed on this house. And you're probably like, why is she still in it then? And that is because supposedly when you sell a manufactured home in Colorado, that is where you're renting the land, it has to go through this process where the lender needs to review everything for 2 to 3 days before the funds can be sent. So I am literally waiting for them. We're about to head into Labor Day weekend, so I guess I'm going to be here another 3 or 4 days. It is Friday before Labor Day. I don't think that I'm going to be able to close. Well, I know me and the builder and the title company are all on an email together. We were like hoping that the funds would be sent yesterday, so maybe we could close today. And yes, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster ride at this time. I really do. But we're looking at Tuesday now. And I mean, basically, I am going to go drop off the keys and get out of here because I don't want to miss Lowe's big appliance sale, and I need to get a fridge and a washer and dryer, and I want to get that under the sale. So I'm leaving here either way Tuesday morning, whether I'm closing Tuesday or Wednesday, or probably Wednesday. Also want to talk about why I'm leaving Colorado in regards to my business and how I think New Mexico is going to be so much better. Here, I did 3 markets a week last year. This year, I did 2 markets per week. I found out, 3 markets per week would probably be financially, what's the word I want to use? Good, satisfying, sufficient? Financially sufficient. The thing with living in this part of Colorado, because I'm not anywhere near Denver and I don't know what the Denver market is like, they cram all these markets in between June and the first 2 weeks of August. So it's a 2-month time period. So what you have to do, in my opinion, in order to be successful here, is really spend most of your winter making as much inventory as you can. And then you would have to attend 3 markets per week. You would have to be able to just basically like pick inventory, like constantly restock and be fully prepared for those 2 months in order to make enough money to last you to pay your bills for the whole year. Now, there are a couple of holiday markets you can do. There is a good market I thought that I attended in September last year, but it's just not enough. After doing that for 2 years, decided I didn't like that rat race of being like, just preparing product, and then trying to sell out of all of it. May was a little bit good here too in Montrose. Here's the thing, like, once you get to the end of that, if you don't sell all of that product by then, they have my products, at least being like lotions and stuff, have a shelf life. I'm not like a crochet artist, right? Where I could just keep my products around for years to come and just make sure that they don't collect dust. Like, I have to sell my products within whatever the shelf life of the products is. So I would be left with all of this stuff at the end of the year, and then I would have to basically put it all into, mystery bags and then try to get rid of it that way. And there's just one more complaint that I have, and that is that some of the market coordinators in Western Colorado just don't seem to care about their vendors. One market coordinator told me I could not charge my car at the lot, even though I was having a really hard time. This home that I'm in, you guys, only I was using a regular outlet to charge my car. If any of you are EV owners, you're cringing just hearing me say that, because it takes 3 days to fully charge a car from bottom to top on a regular outlet. When you can get a level 2 charger, then you can charge the car within 5 to 7 hours. That was going to cost me $1,400, and I was not going to spend $1,400 on a house that I was not going to stay in. Like that, that was a no-no. I was trying to live off that charger. Meanwhile, I'm trying to drive to Crested Butte on Sundays, which is 2 hours away. I'm trying to drive to Mountain Village on Wednesdays, which is an hour and a half away. And, these are going up in higher elevations, so it definitely is taking some off my batteries. And then Ridgeway was the one that I had to go to on Fridays, and they're like, you can't charge your car at the town charger. And I really, in order to be able to do all 3 of these events, because when I got to Crested Butte, my car sat on the charger the whole time in order for me to be able to just get back to Montrose. It never made sense to me how a market vendor can have say over a city-owned EV charger. But they were literally like threatening to kick me out of the event. Another event decided purposely to overbook and kick out vendors based on how local you were and how many events you had signed up for. Now, you guys, if you are vendors, you know that when we sign up for something and they say you've been accepted, they don't come back later and say, oh, we've decided we're going to put another vendor in your place. Like, you can't have that spot anymore. That never happens. This event, it happened. They literally decided, they had other applicants that came in that were more local than I was because I was 2 hours away. And they said, okay, we want to be able to fit you in, so we're just going to pull some other vendors out, even though we've already committed to them. I'm sure they didn't say that last part, but they literally kicked me out of 2 events at the last minute during those busy 2 months. So that was a loss of probably somewhere between $1,200 and $2,000. That is a lot of the reason why I am leaving Colorado. I just don't think that these market managers, like I said, I don't think that they care about their vendors very much. And I think that they really, really, really make life hard for us. Especially that last event that I was talking about, they had one of the vendors that they had let in was 3 14-year-old kids. I mean, 14-year-old kids are not depending on this money like those of us who have a full-time small business. This is the only place I get my money from. So I thought that that was, both of those situations that I just talked about were just highly disrespectful. Anyways, let's leave Colorado behind because in 3 to 4 days we are leaving here and we are on to better. So let's talk about all the changes and good stuff that is coming. Yes. Okay. Throw that page away. Okay, so obviously in New Mexico, no more EV problems because I will now have a garage again. Oh, thank God. I will now have a garage again and a level 2 charger in the garage. Already tested it last week when I was there. Perfect, beautiful, cannot wait. So let's talk about this new area that I'll be going to. I've already picked out 2 markets that I want to apply to. Not only do they have markets from May through September, now, I am realistic and realize that the Albuquerque and Santa Fe areas will not, well, Santa Fe will, but Albuquerque area will not have the kind of tourism that Colorado gets in June, July, August. Totally realistic about that. However, the amount, from what I've heard, the amount that the locals, by the way, I have found out through all my research that they call Albuquerque Berkey. So if you hear me calling it that, that's what I mean. But the locals in Berkey are huge on supporting small businesses. And if you think about it, the town that I live in here is a population of only 20,000. Berkey is, I think, 1.6 million. And the area that I'm going to be living in is 110,000. That is almost, a population of 2 million people. Be able to reach a much larger clientele is what I'm trying to say. In addition to the summer markets, there is also one where they run a winter market that is one in January, February, March. One of the markets that I want to apply to that's big on my list, they do a Valentine's Day market. You guys, they said this year, 2025, they had 32,000 people in attendance for this Valentine's Day market. Now here on the Western Slope, there are no Valentine's Day markets. It's unheard of. Basically, I just spend February, like I said, just making product. So it's going to be absolutely great to be able to now make like some heart products and stuff and be able to go out and sell those at that market, and maybe even some Easter products, which I made this year. And I had to put them on sale because I couldn't get into any pre-Easter events here. What I am trying to say is not only are there more events in the Berkey and Santa Fe area, also because I can do these events year round, I can keep my stock constantly rotating, right? Now all the products can be fresher. It's more balanced, you know? Like every week I can be like, okay, what do we need to restock? I'm going to expand my inventory area to double the size it is now, make it look a lot neater because I'll have a garage. I'll be able to store things in the areas that they should be, away from trying to have everything just crammed into. I still can't wait to show you guys this house. That is coming at the end of the video. I'm not making a separate video. We're doing it all in one. This isn't going to be posted until September because of it, but I'm going to show you the house in this video. Because these events are planned more all year long, I will be able to avoid the burnout that was happening. So there was what I was talking about earlier in the year when I had to make all the products, that was a product making burnout, and then there was a market attending burnout. Especially if I would have been forced to go back to the 3 markets per week. It's severe. Maybe not for all. I knew people who did 4 markets per week and they didn't seem to be in burnout, but I was. And maybe it's just because of the product that I make. I mean, my products alone have like dishes that I have to do, which is why that garage is going to be so beautiful. All right, now let's get into the truly cool plans that I have for the business. You know how a lot of us YouTubers will make this video more like at year's end about what we want to do for next year? Nope, we are doing this right now with my business right now here in September 2025. Because I am moving to a new state, a new house, and we are going to make some changes that I have been wanting to make for a long time. Now, the name of my business, I kind of picked on a whim, Divine Love Bath Co. There was a place spiritually where I was at in my life where I wanted to name the business that at the time. Ever since probably, I don't know, like maybe a year and a half ago though, I wanted more of a location and soap kind of sounding name. We are ditching Divine Love Bath Co. It is staying here in Colorado and leaving forever. The new name, I knew I wanted Angel Fire in it. The reason being is because that is my life dream, obviously, as I told you guys in this video, to build my forever home there, right? And I'm a member up there. And I think it'll spark some really interesting conversations with my customers, because when customers come by your booth, they always want to be like, where are you out of? Where are you out of? Where are you out of? Do you have a storefront? Like, those are common questions. They're already going to see. Now, a lot of you watching are like, Angel Fire, never heard of it. I know, it's not a very popular ski resort. It's not a Telluride. It's known by Texans. It is known by Texans. The rest of the country probably does not know. But New Mexicans know it, and it will spark conversation with them. And I am so ready to have those conversations. And that will bring across to them immediately that I'm local. Even though Angel Fire is 3 hours away from Berkey, it doesn't matter. Like, it will at least be like, oh, she's from New Mexico. So that I am going to enjoy. I went out and asked, I never really use AI. I mean, other than when I'm doing my product listings, I don't use AI a whole lot. This time I decided to. I went out and I asked ChatGPT, what should I name my company if I want to be able to talk about products that I grow, like in my hydroponics, I grow chamomile for my soap, my chamomile soap. Also on the back burner, I was thinking if I can find the time for a second business. Okay, I had to quickly move spots. I think I dented my little cooler I was sitting on, but it's the only chair I have right now because everything else is gone. And this is, I think, more related to like if I ever get to Angel Fire, because Taos, which is nearby, does actually have a growers market that I could attend. And I'm like, what could I do for a growers market? If you guys have seen previous videos from like last year when I had all my hydroponics set up, you know that I have these massive hydroponic systems. I could always grow bell peppers, mini cucumbers. I mean, they don't grow like the massive peppers you get at the store, but they grow ones about this size, and the perfect size cucumbers to make dill pickles. If I wanted to have a grower business, I could set up all of those hydroponics and I could start Jalapenos, I can get perfect jalapenos for my hydroponics. And if I keep up on it, I can do great romaine lettuce. I can grow the dill for the dill pickles. There's wonderful things that I can do. But either way, I wanted a little bit of that in the new name, and then a little bit of like the soap business in the new name. So I asked ChatGPT, and it said Harvest and Lather Co. And I immediately loved it. So Angel Fire Harvest and Lather Co. is the new name. I just put my application in with New Mexico because even though I'm still here in Colorado, they don't know that, and I have my new address and everything, so I'm like, let's get that application in. I've already changed the name on Instagram, and I think after I post this video, I will change it over on YouTube as well. And then eventually I need to get the name changed with the IRS so I can update Square, all that fun stuff. But this will be my permanent name. I've already, you guys, since I have known about this for like 6 months, I have already rebranded all of my labels. I have made my new logo. Even though I haven't hit publish yet, I went ahead and started redesigning the website. Can't wait until I get to the new home and I can use all my new replica surfaces. You guys, I just ordered, they brought back an old Christmas surface that I have been wanting since I was looking at them this year. They brought it back and they were having a Labor Day sale today, so I went out and grabbed my final 2 surfaces that I needed for my collection. And I am so excited to get to the new house, and every time I make a new product now, I can bring out, you know, gorgeous pictures for it. I am also revamping my candle line. So before, if you don't know, and I'll put a picture up here, I had 3 different designs for my candles. I had the mason jars, which were a 4 ounce. I had the candle tins, which I still have some of those left too, and I think I'm going to make some citronella candles with them because every now and then somebody walks by my booth and asks for a citronella candle. So I had the candle tins, here's a picture of that, and then I had the 12-ounce Aura candles. Candles have never been a high seller for me. I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue trying. I am switching to, so for my smallest candle, I'm switching from the mason jar 4 ounce to an Aura candle, so I can still have those, in a 2.5 ounce. So they're just little candles. They're actually going to be the same price as the mason jar, but a lot of candle makers use these and they still sell. So I'm going to give it a try. The great thing is you can put them in what they call these luxe boxes. You can put them in trios. I'll post some pictures up here as well for you guys to see. That's what I want to do with the fall coming up and with the holidays coming up. I want to make a fall trio and a Christmas trio. Let's get into talking about Christmas while we're here, because I'm going to have all these Christmas events, these holiday events. Instead of just going with products, I want to do gift sets. I want to do an advent calendar. Let me show you my idea for the advent calendar. So there are these bags on Amazon with these bows and like very silvery, right? I think it would be great to put like crinkle paper in them. I have already printed, I think I did this like 2 months ago. I already printed the little advent calendar. I created them in Canva and printed out these little round labels with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. And then I want to put like 14 mini products. So like one of my mini lotions, one of my mini body butters, a lip balm, maybe a perfume roller ball. And the profit won't be truly high on these advent calendars, right? I think I want to keep them maybe around $39, $45. My profit isn't going to be as high if I sold all of these individually, but my goal is that a lot of people will want these and I'll just sell a lot of them. I want to make an all lavender one, first of all, because there are those lavender lovers, an all lavender one, and then another one where it's like complete mystery as to what scents I'm putting in there. And then I'll wrap them or put them in mini boxes, however I have to do it. There'll be this crinkle paper, but you'll be able to see the items through the window of the bag, and then it'll have the little advent number on there. I have to put it together and see if my vision is matching like how I want it to look. Oh, and in the next year, I want to really focus on, so I've never really truly done launches, right? I have always just made new products and kind of just kept them secret, and then like they just show up at the market. I want to actually have probably like 4 launches per year. Hope to add like a Black Friday sale and maybe another sale during the year. I'm not sure when, but I just hope to be a lot more active with my email campaigns than I have been. Once I get in the new house, I'll show you how I want to set up my office and what I want to put in there. In the new house, I'm going to take let me put up the floor plan right here. So I'm going to take the dining room and make it my office. I'm going to take the great room, which is on the other side of the kitchen, and make it my soap studio. I am going to take the master bedroom and make it my living room. And then the 2 other bedrooms, one will be my Pilates studio and a smaller bedroom. One of them will be my bedroom that I sleep in. I will show you all of that and point all of that out when I get in there, but I'll show you how I'm gonna set up the office. And then for the soap studio, I really want to make it so my cat can't get in it. I was looking at, I'll put a picture up here from Amazon. I was looking at a grower's tent, but I'm not really truly fond of like the black. So what I was thinking instead, because I'm going to order a new stainless steel table that's going to be a 6-footer, and then I'm going to do an over shelf on it where I can put my melters up on the shelf, and we'll do all this in a separate video. I will show you all of this in a separate video. And I am going into debt for all of this currently, but we'll make it back, right? So with the over shelf and the huge rack that I have, and by the way, that huge rack that barely fit in the U-box, and it was the perfect fit to where I could just stick stuff on the shelves. That was such a help to me, because the final U-box, well, I'm gonna put why don't we go ahead and put that footage in here, and then I'll come back and talk about them. Okay, I'll be right back. Hi guys, so let me show you where I'm at with the move. U-Haul is coming to pick up the U-boxes in 2 days, and I still have all of this I need to get over there. The movers came yesterday and moved about 90% of the stuff. This desk is remaining here. The new owners are going to take that. This chair is going to Goodwill. Half of the time it feels like broken. A lot of this, all of this is going in the car, not that box. But I still have to work on all of this. I still unfortunately have some market stuff I need to sift through. And this is what's left of the soap studio. The big shelving unit that was here is now in one of the U-boxes. So a lot of these totes I'm just gonna set on there, and anything else that's nice and thin, I'm gonna go ahead and set on those shelves. I need to cover these. Let's go to the bedroom. Actually, before the bedroom, I need to disassemble this because I think it's just too weak to go in there as a whole piece, and I don't think it'll be hard to take apart. This is all Goodwill. I believe this is going to Goodwill unless I have room. Extra boxes. There's Miss Kayla sleeping with her humidifier on. It's very dry here in Colorado, if I've never told you guys, and I get incredible allergies because of it, and I can hear Kayla does this whistling thing when she breathes. This is staying with the new owners, and this stuff down here is equipment to attach it to the wall because I don't want to get sued if it tips over. And this is going in the car. And this, all of this is my remaining clothes that needs to go in these bags. Let's hope, you guys, that I can get this done in like the next 5 or 6 hours. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is our air bed for the next
I don't know, 2 weeks. Well, we have 3 nights in a hotel in New Mexico, but then after that, look at this cute little girl. She's got catnip all over her blankie. They're just cute little girls. Yeah. She was, while I was trying to sleep last night, she was doing a lot of activity, so I don't know if she's stressed out. I'm trying to keep her as calm as I can, but you know, it's hard during a move. So all right, I'll check back in with you guys later.
All right, hi guys. It is I don't know what it is. Monday morning, Tuesday morning. It's Tuesday morning. So this is the neighborhood I'm moving out of, and here are the U-boxes that I had brought in. This is like their RV lot for the community. So I ordered 6 of these because I didn't know, with the fact they said this is a 4-bedroom home, and I only really was living in a 3-bedroom, but I didn't know, with the fact that I own a Pilates reformer, hydroponics, I didn't know what I was gonna need. It turns out, and my movers were amazing. So we only had to do these 4. These 2 are still empty. I finished loading this one today, sprinkling rain, and that was interesting. But they were predicting thunderstorms, so I'll take sprinkling rain over thunderstorms. And U-Haul is about to come pick this up at 1:30. It is about noon here. So in about an hour and a half, they're gonna come get these. So I got it done just in time, and I saved $500 by not using these 2. Now I gotta go deal with some real estate issues and see if we can get that squared away. Okay, so you guys saw that final U-box that I ended up completing myself. It was such a help that the 2 guys had put that shelf in there. I don't know how I'm gonna get it out. That's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be unpacking these all by myself, by the way. But I think it's easier to unload than it is to pack and load, I think. I'll see if I can film all that for the YouTube. I don't know, we'll see how crazy and chaotic it gets, but we'll see if I can film the forklift and delivering the U-boxes. That would be fun. But anyways, that large shelf, so because it's so high, and because in some of the other racks, what I was wondering is if I could build a room within the room. So I still want my cat to be able to walk through that area, to be able to get to the back door so she can look at. She always knows when we're talking about her. Here she comes. And you guys, for those of you who watched the last video and I was telling you about how she was sick, she is back to her normal self now. I am telling you, if your cat isn't feeling good or whatever, it is probably whatever they're eating. Just keep researching and find them good food, because if they're having stomach upset, if they're feeling weak, whatever, and the vet can't find a condition, just change their food, because I've decided that's what it is. But I still want her to be able to walk through the room to get to the door, because I'm gonna have a catio outside on the patio for her. And if she wants to like watch the birds or whatever, then I want her to be able to see that. Come here, Kaylin. Come here. She's like, do I have to? Yeah. I don't think she's too upset by this move just yet. I think she's gonna be okay. I think she's adjusting to it. All her stuff slowly disappearing. Well, most of her stuff is still here. I guess most of my stuff disappearing. But I don't want her to be in the area where I'm making bath bombs or bath salts or any of the other stuff. So what I was wondering, and I'm not fixated on this idea yet, but what I was wondering is if I could take some of those higher shelves, put like a white tarp over, velcroed onto the backs of them, and create a little enclosed space that she can't get into. What I have to do first is actually lay everything out in the room, and some of this stuff I don't even have yet. Lay everything out in the room and make sure that there is enough room for me to work in, and make sure that enough of the things are high enough to where I can do these tarps. I mean, here in this house, I didn't have that problem because I had a soap studio where I could close the door, but this one I do not. and she is still going to want access to most of the house, and she deserves access to most of the house, just not that area, because not only do I not want like I want my products to stay sanitary. It's not, I don't want like bath bomb parculets or whatever to get on her paws and then she's licking it, so that's not good either. So I just want the two to remain separate, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. All right, so Market Fam, I think I have been battling now for, well, after I edit this, I think it will at least be in 30 minutes. I have been battling, if not more, since I am staying here in the Montrose area for it looks like the next 4 days, and I am, other than breakfast foods, I am literally out of foods. So I am going to run down to Natural Grocers and get myself food for the next 4 days. And then probably the next time I see you guys, I'll probably be in the car on the road. I am gonna go through the $1 Million Mile Pass on the way there. I went through that 2 times before in winter, and it was insane that I even made it through there. If you don't know the $1 Million Pass, there are areas where it's like, here's the road, and then here, I can't do this very well. Here's the road, and then it's like a straight drop down, and then there's no shoulder and there's no guardrail, and they keep it that way because it snows so much up there, so much, that in order to plow the road they can't have a guardrail because it needs to be pushed right off the edge. It's probably the scariest road in America, but I'm gonna be headed down on that road. I think it's going to take 7 hours to get there, but I will probably check in with you guys and say hi when I am on my way. And then the next time you see me should be the house tour, so stay tuned. Hello, Market family. It is now Tuesday night. It is 10:19 p.m. I arrived here in Albuquerque about an hour ago. It has taken like an hour to get settled. The drive today was supposed to take 7 hours. It took 9. Reason being, I went through the $1 Million Pass in Colorado. I had to literally my heart was beating so fast, like literal, like one wrong move and you are off the cliff. There's no shoulder, no guardrails, absolutely no protection whatsoever. And I couldn't wait to be done with it. But then there was all this road work, all these down to 1 lane making us wait. I feel like I've been driving, I don't know. I left at noon. I wanted to leave at 10. Stuff happened again. Seems to be the norm of my life and lately. So I didn't get to leave until noon, drop the keys off at the title company. There are delays getting my wire from that old house, getting the money out of that old house to be able to purchase my new one. There are all these delays going on, super frustrating, but let's take a tour of the hotel room. Okay, so there are the spiders in their carry-all. I took Caramel out, because she's the oldest. I want to check in on her, but I think I'm just going to leave the rest in here if we're only going to be here for a day and a half. There is the bathroom, and I'll show you guys why I got this suite if Kayla will move out of my way. So this is the whole reason why: a full-size fridge, mini kitchen, even a dishwasher. This is what I wanted. Also, there's free parking here and a place I can charge my car free overnight. There's Kayla's little area, and welcome me. And here is the rest of the suite. I already had to lay down because I was sending a Marco Polo to my mom in Australia, and that is it. So I will be here potentially for the next day and a half, possibly until Friday if the wire does not get sent for my new home. Wish me luck that this goes quickly. Okay, we are getting closer to me being able to show you the new home. Getting there. See you later, guys. Bye. Hello, Market family. I'm so excited. We are finally here at the new house. I'm about to take you inside and show you all around. before I start filling it with everything. Keep in mind, Kayla is in the house and she is trying to adjust, and some of you might come at me and be like, you're just supposed to put her in one room first and let her get used to that. But I like to just let my cat go crazy and see the whole space. So I'm not gonna just lock her up in one room. But as we walk through, you might hear her like meowing as she's getting used to the place. I'm gonna start with the front door here because I already dropped off some of my outdoor plants yesterday. So we're gonna start here and then we'll go inside. All right, so there's still some construction going on in the neighborhood, quite a bit of construction. And I don't know if you guys can see, but this street is on an incline. So I just absolutely, I didn't even know. That was a surprise when I got here. Here's the landscaping that they did. This was included with the home. I didn't pick this out or anything, but I'm very happy with it. And then I just added these 2 little pine trees that I bought in Colorado. I kind of bought them in Colorado so that I could give a little bit of extra curb appeal to the house that I was trying to sell. You guys, I'm so happy at how ginormous this door is. I have always wanted like a big door on a home. So I am so excited about this. All right, let's go inside. All right, so this area right here is going to be, this would film so much better if I could do it TikTok style, but we'll try our best with YouTube. So I've already had a lot of packages delivered because like suppliers and stuff were having Labor Day sales, and I couldn't wait. Like I wanted to be able to start assembling stuff, and so some stuff I ordered that wasn't on sale, and I wanted to start assembling it before all my other stuff got here. A lot of this is Labor Day sale stuff. I need to get the spiders out as soon as we're done filming. But so this area here, which is normally a dining room, is actually going to be my entire office area and my shipping area. Right here, let me stand back a little bit more so you guys can see this archway. This entryway right here, I want to put a console and have it be like my backdrop for when I'm talking to you guys on YouTube. And then, so therefore, I want to put a desk right here and have it face, so I'll be sitting here. You guys will be facing back towards this wall. Right here, I want to put another desk to be able to set up for laminating, sealing, the printers and stuff. And then the rest of the space is going to be used. I'm going to bring the Husky table in here, but right now it's black and wood grain. I want to paint it white and do like a weather gray on the wood part. You can probably hear Kayla. So I want to put the Husky table in here refinished and have it be for photography. I need to have that near the windows. So I want to have that be for photography and also for the area for the shrink wrapping. And then the rest of this is going to be like shipping supplies. Okay, so as we leave this area, we go into the kitchen. I'm not having a fridge delivered until September, until like almost 10 days from now. So that's unfortunate that Lowe's couldn't bring them sooner. But this is the kitchen. And then in here is a pantry. And I had a special outlet put in, added to this so that I could put like my smoothie stuff in here because I always hate it being out on the counter. You guys, I absolutely love this. These are 9-foot ceilings, and that is that makes it 10 foot right there. And then right here, we have the laundry room. I also have the washer and dryer on order. And I love this for like hanging my clothes that I don't dry. I love having that right there. All right. So you guys, this was the other big surprise. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do my backyard. A little short on funds right now. But you guys, this is the other big surprise. is look, I have view of the mountains. And see how these houses below me are much lower? So actually, if you go back to this fence and looked at like these, their yards are like way down. So that's actually a retaining wall. I think that that's another great feature for privacy. But I am so happy that I can see the Sandia Mountains from here. Okay, so I decided to come out back really quick and because I want to show you guys like this drop with this wall. So I just like that I have like sort of this extra privacy. So see, we're like way up here. They're like way down there. And they're in the mountains. Oh, what I didn't tell you guys was that this living room is actually going to be my soap studio. I have already ordered, okay, so if you guys heard me talking in the previous part of this video, I was talking about how I wanted to be able to section some of this off so the cat can't get to it and it can't get to the cat. So I actually ordered a greenhouse, and I will show you all of this when I'm putting all of this together in the next video. I will show you then. But a big old 12 by 8 greenhouse is going to go right here. Wire rack storage back there, and then my inventory area is going to be right here. Okay, now we can go into the rest of the house. So this is technically the master bedroom, but it is going to be my living room. So this is where my couch is gonna go. So we've got a walk-in closet here. I did also add another outlet right down there. And that is, I hate that they don't make it so like you can put vacuums, you know, because my vacuum has to charge. And so I wanted to be able to put that in the closet. I like to have things like hidden away. This all set up already so that I can put my TV up here and connect down here so that it, you know, it's already hidden. All I need is a mount for it. So this is, again, what should be the master bedroom, but will be my living room. And then here is the master bath. And you guys, I got to pick out the cabinet colors and the floor tile, and the lights and pretty much all of the hardware was selected for me. I just upgraded to the brush nickel. Here's the first toilet area. And then you guys, this is like the heaven part of this house to me. So I'll just show you from the floor up. And it goes up so that it's dual shower head. So I have the rain shower up top and then the regular shower head. So this, you guys, is what made me like completely fall in love with this house. Maybe I should have done that one last. The rest of this is not as exciting. Okay, so as we go down the hallway, oh, there was a linen closet in there I didn't show you. Looks exactly like this one. I had another outlet connected, another outlet put in here, and that one is where I'm gonna put all my devices that need to be charged. So like my Square reader, my barcoder, everything for work, my phones, my iPads, everything is gonna be hidden away in here. I'll probably have charging in the bedroom for my phone, but everything else is gonna be hidden away in this closet. Okay, so moving on to the next bathroom. And again, like when they told me that, you know, they tiled this as standard, I was just so impressed, because most builders don't do that. They give you one of those plastic built-in tub areas. So this is actually going to be my bedroom. Because again, I'm using the master for the living room. So this is actually where I'm gonna sleep. No, I don't care that it's small, because literally all I do is sleep in here, and then I'm out and working on my business most of the time. So I love the way they built this closet. Let me show you the other side.
I love that this is all built in, and like I have a little shoe area up there. Same thing in the other room. So the other room is right here. And this is a little bit bigger, so this is actually going to be my Pilates studio. But same thing with the closet. Have an area to put shoes and boots, and I absolutely am adoring that. And then on the other side, a couple of layers. If you guys don't know, I actually own a ton of clothes, so this is going to be so incredibly helpful to me to finally have closet space and room for my business. And this home also has a garage sink in it. I can wash my soap dishes, my bath bomb dishes, and all of that out in the garage. This was another thing that I picked out, was this tile for the kitchen. This was probably the most expensive upgrade that I picked. I tried not to pick very expensive upgrades for this home because I learned from my last one in Phoenix that doing a ton of upgrades does not help you when you go to sell. Okay, so if you guys didn't see the FedEx truck out front, I guess that's probably another delivery for me. Join me in the next video when we go through talking about changes some more going into talking about the changes that I'm gonna make for my business and setting some of this stuff up. I'm so excited to see you guys in the next video. But I'm gonna get my computer out of the car and get up a makeshift station like setup so that I can start editing this video and getting it out there for you guys. Anyways, thank you for joining me in this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.